I am angry and disappointed that Allstate has chosen to exploit a loophole in the state law to implement such a substantial increase in costs on hardworking Georgians when families are already struggling with historic inflation everywhere from the gas pump to the grocery store.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Airing of Grievances. I'm Eric Reamer and this is your host, Robert Grieve.
Morning.
And it is very nice to have you along with us. Now, if this is your first time ever joining us, first of all, welcome. We're grateful that you're here. If you see something that you like, we would love it if you would click that thumbs up button. That lets YouTube know that we're doing something that's relevant to you. And if you share this, we would be so grateful. And secondarily, if you're one of our longtime listeners, viewers, friends, family, we say thank you again because we know how important it is to us that you take time out of your day to join us for ours.
Thank you.
So along those lines, if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free. Just click the button. You might want to click that notify bell as well. That helps
Ding,
YouTube
ding.
know, again, that this is something that you want to be notified for. But again, if it's Saturday morning, it's 9:30 a.m. in the Mountain Standard Time Zone, you know that we're here. With that, Rob, happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you, my dear friends. Thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely. Now, Rob, today we've got a cool couple of things out of the news to talk about, and one is not cool at all. I don't even know why I even came up with that word. Forgive me. But let's drop the news first. And then we'll cover the news.
Okay.
All right.
So, again, we try to keep these very consumer focused, but there are a lot of repairers across the nation that we are blessed that they tune in. And I just want to take a second and talk to you for a moment. If you haven't read, and it's been in pretty much every trade publication, but I would direct you to an article from this week in Repair Driven News. You should know who that is. Talking about SCRS, Society of Collision Repair Specialists. We're going to conduct a week-long study of the blend calculation.
Let me pause you for just a moment. For those of you who are not familiar with SCRS and don't know, Rob is one of the current sitting board members of this organization, a national organization that has a lot to do with the people who do what we do.
Yeah,
right?
That and $5 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
I don't know what Starbucks you're going to, but I think you got to boost your rates here. Speaking of boosting rates, go ahead.
Anyway, this is really just to look at the vector, the difference. Because the information providers, the Autotex, the CCC, the Mitchells of the world, that
this is the software.
Is the software that all of us, repairers and insurers, use to prepare estimates and blueprints and repair plans. They say that the blend of a panel is 50% of the refinish time. And I know I'm getting Greek if you're a consumer, but
don't go
just
away.
Bear with me just a quick second.
Don't go away.
It's hard to find anybody on this side of the fence in the industry believe that 50% is the right number. And so we are going to do the most time-consuming, detailed study and have an audit team from a different company standing there making sure everything is done right and actually preparing the report, and a lot of thought. This is almost 2 years worth of effort that's gone into next week's blend study. All the major paint manufacturers are involved, and
right there is a huge undertaking.
And one of the really good feel-good parts of it is manufacturer donated all brand new parts for this.
Yeah.
And I believe that was Ford.
It is.
Ford donated brand new parts for this, And we have part stands, which you hang the parts on
Right.
while you're painting them. They were also donating them. And when we're done with the study at the end of the week, all these parts and stands are going to a technical college to be donated to them.
I love
So,
that.
I am so excited about this study. Read up on it and wait for the results, because I think this is going to be an industry disruptor for sure.
All right. Well, I will put a link to the article that Rob is citing just down below, and make sure you do take a look at that. And, even if you're not in the industry, you can start to get a picture of the very real back and forth between the repairers and the software that gives them the rates,
Estimate, yeah,
right?
the times.
And then you can kind of fill in the blanks with the insurance companies and see how the whole thing kind of works together.
And by the way, consumers, this does land up down the road affecting you as well.
Of course it
does. As far as if you have to pay out of pocket and material costs and all the rest of that. So it does have a consumer component to it, because you are the person that we're serving in the end.
Yeah.
It's your vehicle. So.
Now, speaking of serving it up in the end, let's talk a little bit about one of the companies that we have talked a number of times. We've done 2 other videos on this particular topic, but we have to give an update because in this last week's
keep making news.
And keep in mind, here at Nylund's Collision Center, where we film the airing of grievances, we're in the state of Colorado.
Yeah.
And this news actually comes out of the state of Georgia, but buckle your seatbelts, because if precedence happens in Georgia, there could be a trickle-down effect all the way across the country.
Of course there is, no matter what rates are going up, no matter what state you're in.
So we're talking about an insurance company, and this particular insurance company, we don't make the news, we report the news.
Yep, if we're just reading the news.
This is Allstate. Again. What you got?
Once again. So the title, Allstate, 25% rate increase exploits loophole in state law, says the Georgia Insurance Commissioner. And you heard that right, folks. 25%, and that is on top of the rate that they already got an increase on.
Yeah. If you go right
for
down
a total
to the bottom,
of 40.
Yeah, you go right to the bottom line. It's 40% since the beginning of the calendar year increase. You want to know why your rates in Georgia are almost double?
Yeah,
it's because Allstate keeps double dipping.
So the guy in charge of the division, John King, he's got a little quote here. I am angry and disappointed that Allstate has chosen to exploit a loophole in the state law to implement such a substantial increase in costs on hardworking Georgians when families are already struggling with historic inflation everywhere from the gas pump to the grocery store. Thank you, Mr. King.
Pretty much says it all.
Thank you, Mr. King.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure where you're tuning in from across the country, because we have people all across the country from coast to coast that comment on Saturday, and please feel free to do that. And some of you have been delinquent about hitting the thumbs up button, so get that fixed too.
Say it's not true. Do it right now. Right now.
So insurance commissioners in many states have had enough of insurers taking advantage of their consumers. And it's not every state, but just like anything in politics, it's it's different state to state.
If you go across the U.S., the average that Allstate has increased their rates is just above 8%.
Yep.
And again, that covers Alaska as well as Texas, right?
Right.
And Georgia just happens to be a moment.
Yeah.
But it's not just Allstate. We're talking about insurance companies all over the country that are raising their rates to adjust for inflation. But when was the last time they gave the local body shop that same adjustment for inflation?
They fight every tooth and nail not to pay to fix your car properly.
Yeah.
Story about that too, but that's for another time.
All right.
Because I dealt with the adjuster myself, and he said his boss would not allow them to pay to fix the car properly. or to pre-loss condition. Interesting stuff.
Oh, that's right out of the actual legal
Yeah, yeah.
terminology.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So the insurance division, no matter what state it is really a consumer protection agency.
You bet.
And they also, at the same time, regulate what the insurers can do and they can't do,
Sure.
and pricing and so on and so forth. They're there to serve you.
Can I put a little asterisk on that and just make a little qualification? You sit with a position of authority on this topic because you are part of a consumer insurance committee appointed by our state's
Insurance commissioner.
insurance commissioner.
Yeah. That same, you might need 2 cups of coffee at $5 each for that to be worth anything. But I'm honored to be part of that. But the one thing that I really love about being part of it is I get to see the good stuff that they're doing.
Sure.
And the people at the Colorado Division of Insurance are just, they're working hard for the consumers.
You bet.
And we recently had, a guest at the end of the rope, and I said, look, call and ask the department what their opinion is. It isn't always just call and make a complaint. Call and say, hey, this is what's going on, and can you give me any advice on this? Mm-hmm. The next thing you know, the Band-Aid's getting ripped off the wound by the department, and this person got paid same day. So all the nonsense stopped because they don't want the bad mark next to their name.
You know, it's funny that on every business card that I have the phrase, it's not what you know, but who knows you. And so sometimes a phone call to your local Department of Insurance, regardless of what state, could be very beneficial to you if you have questions.
Yeah.
Because they should have answers, or if they don't have answers, they know how to ask the right questions.
Yeah, and sometimes we'll provide a guest with the laws that we're aware of in Title 10. It's just 2 pages, and point to this particular section and say, I feel as though if I read this, that they may not be adhering to this. And that gives the insurance, commission people a little bit more to work with.
It's always good to have a couple of tools in your belt.
Yeah. So, anyway, the fact that they're going up at the rate that they're going up, and they're really trying to jab people, consumers, if you have Allstate, just keep an eye on your policy. Rates are going to go up. Everything's going up.
Sure.
And that's understandable. But going up and gouging are 2 different things.
I think it's interesting to point out that in this article, and again, I will put a link to this article down below, it draws attention to the fact that this is the automobile insurance element of Allstate's coverage that is spending a little more than 8 cents per dollar more than they generate by way of their premiums. But it does not go into the long and short of the details of all the other insurance products that they sell.
Yep.
And so,
if you have them, you probably have them on your home, your boat,
right?
If you have a boat, or
and if you're thinking maybe Allstate's bleeding out and this major corporation is going under, think again.
Yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening.
All right.
So, and their Allstate's claim is that they're spending more than they're bringing in. Because people are driving faster, they're driving more distracted. The amount of the repairs is a whole lot more than it used to be when we're driving slower and not as distracted.
Right.
And that's causing more expensive repairs. Plus, we're under the same inflation rules as everybody else. Labor has gone up, taxes have gone up, materials have gone up.
If you can get
parts
the materials,
have gone up, and that's if you can get these things.
Right.
So, the fact that insurance rates are going up, that's a fact of life. But when they go up that much, and tell me that Georgia, is creating that much business for them, in losses, that they need to go up 40%. Maybe they're sticking it to them because they can, because there's a law that they can exploit.
And it was that,
and that's to help for the rest of the nation on the Allstate
Yeah.
side. I don't know that. That's just a
Well,
layman's.
what they say in this article is that the insurer, in this case Allstate, bypassed the watchdog,
Yep.
the commissioner's office,
to trick.
and just went down through the loophole to adjust their rates.
It was a 3-card Monty. It was a 3-card Monty.
I'm a professional magician, and I almost want to take offense to that, but that is exactly what it was. A
Yep.
3-card Monty, a shell game.
Yep. So, yeah, that's really all I have to bring to the table today. Mm-hmm. Our days are busy here. It's an honor to sit down for a few minutes and be able to cut this
Yeah. Yeah.
video. But I'm so excited that people are watching
You
and
bet.
finding value in it. And I just want to say thank you so very, very much.
Absolutely. Please remember that you have a choice when it comes to your insurance company.
Yep.
And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us here. I'll put the link for us down in this description box below. And Rob, I want to say thank you for taking the time. I know that your day is very busy. Every day is very busy here.
It's crazy.
But we are grateful for your time, and I look forward to chatting with you again next week.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
To my dear friends, thank you again so very, very much. You mean the world to me. Have a great week.